Bob, first of all, I just want to thank you for letting me pick you up today. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. You've been doing this a long time. Why do you still do it?
I love it. I love it. I just absolutely love it. First of all, I want to thank you for picking me up. I think I've gone to this studio before.
Yeah.
But no, I couldn't even imagine. I was talking to Gay Hendricks the other day, and he had sent me a bunch of questions for a project we're involved in. And one of them, what would you want to do if you weren't doing this? And I couldn't even come up with an answer. I told him, I said, I couldn't even imagine doing anything else. I absolutely love working in this business.
Do you ever get tired of it? It's been 50 years.
Never. No. In fact, I very rarely even get tired. Yeah, you couldn't possibly get tired of doing something that you love doing. People get tired of doing something when they're doing what they don't love. The average individual doesn't know that they can do whatever they want. I remember one time I went to visit Earl Nightingale when I first started to study. And I asked him, I said, Earl, what is really the big deal? I mean, what is it all about? He said, there's no secret to success. He says, it's simply a matter of deciding what you love to do and then dedicate your life to it. The problem is, most people don't know what they love to do. They never sit and even think about it. And I knew right when he said that, what I love to do, I wanted to do what he was doing. And I made up my mind I would. And a very short period of time later, I was in an office right beside his. But I mean, I love this business. You watch people right in front of your eyes change. Ideas in the mind change, the whole person's life changes. So, I mean, you'd have a difficult time not liking that.
So it doesn't sound like retirement's a word that's in your vocabulary.
I think it's a repulsive word, to tell you the truth. I mean, retirement, that's pull back from life. Why would you ever want to do that? I love it. I just love it. I'll do this as long as I can breathe.
You always hear about people who retire and then like 2 weeks after they retire, they die.
Well, they have no reason for living.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Gove was a mentor of mine, a great friend of mine. He, one of the last speaking engagements he had was at one of our seminars, and fortunately we professionally videotaped it. That was in October. He passed away the middle of December. If he had lived until January, he would have been 90. Now, I had him as a mentor for 30 years. You know, he was just a phenomenal guy, but he spent his whole life doing what he loved doing.
Hey, you shared that feedback with me of the guy from Vegas who owned the restaurants. You know, how do you feel when you see somebody who, you know, basically you turn their entire business and life around?
Well, that's just last week. That was just yesterday. I got a letter, and they owned a couple of big restaurants, he and his partner, and they had invested a couple of $1 million in renovating them, and then the downturn came in Vegas. Well, it got to a point the guy was so despondent. I mean, he was pulling into a shell. I mean, he was ready to walk away from the whole deal. And he got a hold of, he got onto some program we were on, and he got a hold of the Thinking into Results program. It's a dozen videos that we made. And then he got into the Born Rich book, and then 11 Laws of Success. And he got everybody in the restaurant studying it. This guy's on the upturn. He's going like a rocket now in a bad economy. See, he bought into the bad economy in Vegas. What the programs did, and he was in it for quite a while, what the programs did, it got him to look at it objectively. They got him to understand that he was creating his own economy. He had everybody in the restaurant, the whole works, and these are pretty big restaurants. They did a couple of $1 million renovations. But he turned the whole thing around. I'm going to go and visit the guy. When I'm in Vegas, I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm going to give him a call later today or tomorrow. It was just a phenomenal change took place. And what he really changed was his attitude. He changed his perception of what was going on.
It sounded almost like before he bought into the economy as his reality.
That's exactly what happened. We let the newspapers, the TV, and the people at the table beside us in the restaurant control our thinking, really. We become the plaything for what's going on around us. We've got to take control over our life. We were given dominion over. The problem is we don't take it. We've got higher faculties that we never learned to develop. Mary Morrissey and I just made a program on that. It's called Into Your Genius, and it's developing the higher faculties of perception, intuition, the will, you know, and then how to use those higher faculties. It's a great program. It's just coming out this month.
Cool. Didn't the same thing happen at 9/11? Like there was this huge event, and all of a sudden you have this public you know, change in consciousness or in habits. You know, I know that's when I went broke, because I bought into the fact that nobody was buying printing anymore.
9/11, the financial crises, they're like emotional impacts, and they just jam people's mind, and it alters lives. Now, unfortunately, those emotional impacts are very negative. We don't have to let them affect us. It doesn't take away from the terrible atrocities or anything like that, but we don't have to become subjective to what's going on outside of us. We've got to control our own thinking, learn to think for ourselves, and plan our own life. And when we do that, you know, everything starts to move in the direction we want to move. Bill Gove put it very well one time. He said, if I want to be free, I got to be me. Not to me I think you think I should be. Not to me I think my wife thinks I should be. Not to me I think my kids think I should be. If I want to be free, I've got to be me. Now, I've heard people say that's a selfish attitude. Oscar Wilde put it very well. He said, selfishness is not living as one wishes to live. Selfishness is asking others to live as one wishes to live. A lot of selfish parents, a lot of selfish spouses. We should be encouraging people to create the dream and live their dream, and then help them do that.
So Bob, it's 2010. It's a new decade. What do you hope to communicate with people today?
I want people to understand, I want the videos that we're going to make help people understand how they're programmed, literally programmed to live the way they're living. They're mentally programmed to do it. And that's why they keep getting the same results. I want to show them how that happened and then how to change it, so they can start to live the way they want, the way we live. I mean, we do the things we want to do. We're free. We can earn what we want, go where we want. And that's the way we're created. We're created to live that way.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, it's going to be good.